Let's talk about your use of light and neon. Was it interesting technically to you at all, or did you have someone else do all of that?
No, I always had somebody else do it. I think the first use of it was the spiral neon sign. I made another one that was never as good, but it was a window-shaped wall sign.
That had words on it also?
Yes. That one said, "A true artist is an amazing luminous fountain." It was the idea that they would be signs just like any other sign, like a beer sign or
Coors or Budweiser?
Yes, something like that. A store sign. It could hang in a window or on a wall or whatever.
One of your pieces that I really love is the one called 5 Famous Artists' Knees, only it was all your knee. Why?
I was interested in the idea of lying, or not telling the truth. The full title is Cast in Wax, or Molded in Wax, or something like that, but it's a large yellow-colored fiberglass piece.
That's great. I like that piece a lot. It really works. Do your children like your work, or do they understand it? How does your identity as an artist jibe with your identity as a father?
They understand I'm an artist, and that's my job. Even if I'm just sitting here reading a book, it's all work.
Why do you think you do art now? Have you come to this idea that you're an artist and therefore you make art? Or is it an exploration?
Well, I don't know. I told you before that my work comes out of frustration, and I feel that. But I don't think I was aware of it so much before. But that provided some sort of motivation. In that sense, I think it's almost a philosophical response to the environment at large, to the culture or whatever.
But this art doesn't affect the culture in a larger sense. It's not like social work or something.
Oh no. I think that people make a mistake about that. I don't think I know any good art that has any direct political or social impact on culture. But I would think that art is what's used in history. It's what's kind of left, and that's how we view history, as through art and writing, art in the broad sense, music and writing and all that. You know, art is political in the sense that it pokes at the edges of what's accepted or what's acceptable, or because it does investigate why people do art or why people do anything, or how the culture can, and should, function. I think art's about those things. And art is a very indirect way of pursuing those kinds of thoughts. So the impact has to be indirect, but at the same time I think it can be real. I think it's almost impossible to predict or say what it is. But it certainly doesn't apply to the political situation today or tomorrow, except in an abstract and more general way.